What up, what up, what up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dre, the podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own, Dre Day. What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sportsway with Dre Day podcast is the name. Also hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded to YouTube, you will get a notification letting you know I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. This video here, let's get to it. The road to WrestleMania begins this weekend. July 31st, 1/31/26. WWE Royal Rumble is here. They went international with this one. They went to Saudi Arabia for this one. But of course, in order for you to watch this, you have to have ESPN. You have to have the ESPN app, the exclusive version, so that way you can watch any PLE event from WWE. Well, I'm giving you a disclaimer. I will not be watching the Royal Rumble. Okay, let's get that out the way now. I haven't watched a PLE event since the WWE decided to leave Peacock and join ESPN, because I am not going to be paying for an app that charges you $30 to $40 where you have a bundle and I have to watch WWE content. I'm just not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not. So I get my highlights from YouTube. I watch the Saturday night main events when it's on Peacock, and I watch Monday Night Raw on Netflix when I come home from work that particular night. But as it pertains to a PLE event, I can't even tell you the last PLE event I watched. Whichever event was the last one on Peacock, that was the last one I watched. And I think the first PLE event was when they joined forces with ESPN, was Wrestlepalooza, if I'm not mistaken. So anything after that, I have not watched. I've got all my highlights on YouTube. I've got my highlights on Instagram. And that's what I will do as it pertains to the Royal Rumble. But as a WWE fan, and as someone who has done predictions before in the past, it's only right I give a prediction. And I usually do it for the big events. I don't do it for all the events. I basically do them for the Fantastic Four events for WWE, which is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and probably Survivor Series. I'm not sure I did Survivor Series last year because, again, like I said, I didn't watch. Like, I basically got my highlights on YouTube and IG. But for this, it's a lot to talk about. And before I wrap this up, which I'm going to try to do in a little over a half hour, or a little before a half hour, I am going to give my top five. I'm going to give my top five Royal Rumble winners of all time. So I'm going to do that with y'all before we bounce up out of here. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the matches that is on the card. Now, obviously, we know the men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to save those for last. Let's just get to the single matches. First match, the ring general, Gunther, and AJ Styles. Now, obviously, we know how this is going to play out. It's been very well reported that AJ Styles, his contract is up next month. They don't say when. They just said February 2026. His contract is up with WWE. So obviously, this is a retirement match. Obviously, he is going to lose. Okay. Do I want him to win? Of course I do. But we know how this goes. He's not going to. He's going to put on a classic with Gunther. Let's just call it what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if out of all the single matches on the card, this wouldn't shock me at all if this was the match of the night for all the single matches. Okay. So again, with all due respect to AJ Styles, we know how this is going to play out already. It's very well predictable. Gunther is going to win. And for whatever the reason may be, they have pinpointed him as the guy to retire people. Okay. Goldberg. He beat Goldberg in his final match, which I was very much happy for that because not a fan of Goldberg to begin with. So let's get that out the way. Then you got John Cena in his final match. Me, I was a little iffy with that because as a John Cena fan, I'm not going to sit and say I was a big John Cena fan, but I definitely started to revere him just a little bit more, a lot more actually, when he was towards the end of his career. Now, would I have loved to see him win his final match? Absolutely. But if anybody knows, especially if you of my age, I'm 40 years old, usually when a person has a retirement match, chances are they're probably going to lose that match. It's all about, putting over the next person. And in this case, John Cena put over Gunther. Now, a lot of people didn't like the ending of the match because, again, John Cena's whole moniker is never give up, never give up. And in the end of his match, that's exactly what he did, was give up. But I digress. But yes, I believe Gunther is going to get the win against AJ Styles. So let's get that out the way right now. I still think it's going to be a classic. Don't get me wrong. Next, we have the undisputed WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. This one I had to do a little thinking. They just put the title on Drew McIntyre. He just beat Cody Rhodes, I want to say, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, which I'm kind of happy because, listen, Drew McIntyre has been lost in the translation for quite some time with WWE. Quite some time. Hell, what was it? Not too long ago, he won the championship, and then Damian Priest cashed it in on him at the same WrestleMania. And now he's champ again. I'm kind of hoping he has a long stint, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I can definitely see a situation where Sami Zayn is put over in this match. I can see it. And the reason I see it is because where's it at? Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn has some ties to the Muslim faith. So it wouldn't shock me at all if they put that belt on Sami Zayn. Now, obviously, if they was to put it on him, I don't see him holding it for long. But again, Sami Zayn is one of those talents that his greatest moment, in my opinion, was when he was with the Bloodline, right? He was so over when he was with the Bloodline. And obviously, when that storyline ended, he went right back down to being a mid-carder, right? Now he's in the title picture again. He's had all the success. The only one thing he's never done is won the big belt. It would not surprise me at all if he wins it on Saturday. So with that being said, excuse me. With that being said, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm on the fence with this. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm on the fence. Like, I know. I honestly don't know where. I honestly don't know where I see this going. I honestly don't know. I have no clue. No clue. I honestly don't. I'm lost in the wind on this one. But I do see a theory somewhere where Cody gets that belt back. I do see that theory somehow. I can definitely see a situation in Sami Zayn or even Drew McIntyre dropping that title to Cody Rhodes before Mania. And I'm going to explain that reason in a few minutes, because now it's time to get to the Royal Rumble matches. Let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble match first. Now, obviously, the women's Royal Rumble, they've had their own Royal Rumble, I want to say, for about 11 or 12 years now. And I've loved them. Hell, there was some years the women's Royal Rumble was better than the men's Royal Rumble. I know some people don't like to admit that, but it's just the God's honest truth, right? This year, I think it's going to be a doozy. Obviously, we know it's going to be some call-ups from NXT. Miss Parker will be in that Rumble. Jordan Grace will be in that Rumble. So Ruka will definitely be in that Rumble. I'm trying to think of some of these NXT girls. I'm trying to think of some of the NXT girls. Blake, I think her name is. She's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. As far as any legends returning for the Royal Rumble, because especially with the women's Royal Rumble, it's always a legend that tries to return. I wouldn't be shocked if Trish Stratus comes out. It wouldn't shock me at all. But there is one return that I'm very much looking forward to. Is one that I'm very much looking forward to. But I just want to speak of all these other women that are gonna be in the Rumble. We got Becky Lynch that's gonna be in the Rumble. Rhea Ripley is gonna be in the Rumble. Iyosky is gonna be in the Rumble. All the big three women from the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez is gonna be in it. Liv Morgan's gonna be in it. Roxanne Perez is gonna be in it. I'm eager to see how that's gonna play out, because all three of them is going to want that title shot at Mania. But obviously, it can only be one. So do we see a scenario where they start turning on each other? I can see it. I can definitely see that happening. But if I was to see it, I would have to get the highlight on Instagram or YouTube, because I'm not watching it live. I told y'all I'm not subscribing to ESPN to watch WWE. I'm just not doing it. Now, somebody wants to, hook a brother up, so be it. But other than that, not doing it. But Chelsea Green is in it. I'm not sure if AJ Lee is gonna be in it. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this Royal Rumble. Now, I know what you're asking yourself. Who do I have winning? I have two people in mind for who I think is going to win. For the men, I have one solidified winner. For the women, I have two. My first one is Liv Morgan. She just came back from injury. She's very popular. I can definitely see a situation where she turns on Raquel and Roxanne just so she get the nod to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I can see that. I can definitely see that scenario. Liv has done everything in WWE. She's been women's champion. She's won Money in the Bank. She's won women's tag titles. The only thing she does not have on her resume is a Royal Rumble victory. It would not shock me at all to see Liv Morgan do that on Saturday. So that's my first option. My second option is someone who has not been seen since WrestleMania of last year. We have not seen this person since WrestleMania of last year in her triple threat match with Iyosky and Rhearipley. And again, this is the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble, full of surprises. Do not be shocked. And there's a video going around about her. She was all dressed up because obviously out there, you know, women are not allowed to show no skin. All you can see is hands and neck. That's it. But the video that's been posted around is her walking around with her luggage with Jade Cargill. Obviously, that's old. That's not new. That's just to swerve people into thinking that she's coming, which I think she is coming. But that's not the real video. But if you don't know who I'm talking about the EST herself, Biancabelair. It would not surprise me that she makes her return at the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble. So those are my two picks. I'm going to hedge my bet on this one, and I'm going neutral. I'm going Liv Morgan and Biancabelair. One of them two is walking out of that ring, getting on the rope and pointing at the WrestleMania logo. One of them two is going to do that. Liv Morgan and Biancabelair. Those are my two picks. With that being said, the reason why I say that is because Liv Morgan has made it perfectly clear she wants to be a world champion again. She wants the women's championship again. Do I see a scenario where she wins and possibly undercuts Raquel Rodriguez, who has a title shot soon? In fact, I think she has a title shot on Monday against Stephanievaquer. And I think it's a street fight, if I'm not mistaken. So do we see a scenario where Liv wins the Rumble or even loses the Rumble? Do I see a scenario where she loses the Royal Rumble? How about this scenario? Let's say Raquel eliminates Liv. Gets a big pop for it. Because out of all the superstars this past year, Raquel Rodriguez has been one of the major improvements. Major improvements. Ever since Kevin Nash criticized her, she took what he said and she's put it to use. This is the best we have ever seen Raquel Rodriguez. The best. This is the best we've ever seen from her. And she's got talent. She's got the look. She's got the, she has the charisma now. Like, again, like there's some people that they need a heel turn because it brings out their personality. And for me, the two people that I can think of off the top of my head that the best thing that happened to them was to have a heel turn was Raquel Rodriguez and Bayley. When they had their heel turns, that was the best thing WWE could do for them because it brought out their personality. And to be quite honest with you, it made them even hotter. For real, for real. But I can see a scenario where Bianca probably wins. Liv gets upset because Raquel has a title shot, interferes in the match, inadvertently, and cost Raquel Rodriguez the match, possibly opening the door for her to go against Stephanievaquer at WrestleMania. I can see that scenario. I can also see the scenario of Biancabelair winning the Royal Rumble and deciding to go up against Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, because that is a match that we've all been waiting for. Now, obviously, they were a tag team. When Jade Cargill came to WWE, we automatically was getting hype because we were waiting for the inevitable to happen of these two juggernauts getting in the ring together. But obviously, if you are a WWE fan, sometimes these things take time. All right? They put them together in the tag match. Then you throw Naomi in there. Now we have the big three. Obviously, Jade Cargill gets hurt. Obviously, we find out that Naomi was the one that did it. There were some people that thought Bianca did it. Her and Jade relationship wasn't the same after that. Do we reopen, like, do we even rehash that wound? Okay, I want to see it. So I could see a scenario where Bianca wins and she challenges Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. So that's my prediction. That's my prediction. My prediction is Bianca or Liv Morgan wins the Women's Royal Rumble. There you have it. And now let's get to the men. Obviously, a lot of juggernauts. A lot. Right? Brock Lesnar has already announced he's going to be in the Rumble. Gunther's going to be in the Rumble. Obi Femi, the former NXT champ, he's going to be in the Rumble. That boy Trick Williams is going to be in the Rumble. Listen, when he comes out for this Rumble, can they just let Booker T do his intro, man? Please? Like, let Booker T come out to the ring with him. I'm not saying he got to be a manager, but just take the crowd up for him to get in the Rumble, all right? He don't even got to sit down with Michael Cole and Wade Barrett and Corey Graves. I mean, I would love for him to, but it's not necessary. Just come to the ring with Trick Williams, Booker T, all right? There you have it. The Usos are going to be, well, I think Jay is. I think Jimmy, they said Jimmy is away because of personal reasons. So I definitely hope all is well with him and Naomi. They are with child, so I hope all is well with them. Obviously, the Vision is in the Rumble. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, he's in the Royal Rumble. Codyrhodes, he's in the Royal Rumble. My clear winner is Roman Reigns. My clear winner is Roman Reigns. I don't see, yeah, he's my clear winner. And he's my clear winner for this reason. I don't think we need to see Cody win again. Obviously, the first two times he won, it was to complete the story and all that crap. Cool. He completed the story already. We don't need to see him win a third time, okay? There's only one person that's won the Royal Rumble 3 times, and I think that should be only him, and that will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, all right? Maybe it's my bias kicking in because he's my GOAT, but it is what it is. I think Roman Reigns wins the Rumble. And when he wins the Rumble, I can see a scenario where Cody possibly gets the Universal Championship back to open the door for Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. Because you got to remember, they're tied 1-1. They're tied 1-1. Cody, I think Roman won at 39. Cody won at Mania 40. So it's tied at 1. You need that trilogy. And I think that trilogy is going to happen at Mania. I think the trilogy happens at Mania. So there you have it. So for the men, clearly I got Roman Reigns winning. For the women, Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. There you have it. AJ Styles, Gunther. I got Gunther winning, and then Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. I'm on the fence with that one. I honestly don't know how that one's gonna play out. I don't. Truly don't know how that one's gonna play out. But like I said, for that title, I could definitely see Cody having it before Mania to set up him and Roman at Mania. But like I said, I was trying to do this within a half hour. Now it's time to give my top 5 Royal Rumble winners. My top 5 Royal Rumble winners. So when you listen to this, if you want in the comments, you give me your top 5 Royal Rumble winners. So let's go. At number 5, I got John Cena. I have John Cena as my top 5, as number 5 of my Royal Rumble winners. Obviously, he won in 2008. He's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, but obviously the one that we really know is 2008 when he returned from injury. It was in the Garden, and the place was electric when he came out. He was the last entry in the Rumble, and he wound up winning. So there you have it. Clear. Number 4. I'm gonna throw a little curveball for y'all for this one. And the reason why I came up with this idea was because it showed up on my Instagram IG. Like, I follow First Take on IG. And I believe Seth Rollins was on there. And they gave that he had his top 5 Royal Rumble winners. Now, obviously, he had to put Becky Lynch on the list because, you know, happy wife, happy life. But he took the liberty of having her at number 1. Now, obviously, I know that was bullshit. But again, happy wife, happy life. So I said, you know what? With my list, he gave me an idea. I'm not just going to put all 5 men in this Rumble. I'm going to put a female in this Royal Rumble. And the female that I chose to go with was the EST herself, Bianca Belair. I was torn between her and Bayley. Because for anybody that knows me, they know how much I love me some Pamela. And that's her real name. I'm not going to give her whole name. I'm not going to give her whole government. But Bayley is my boo, okay? And I wanted to go with her. But I went with Bianca because I remember when she won the 2021 Royal Rumble. I remember the exchange her and Naomi had in the match where they was basically hanging at the end of the, they was hanging with their feet. They had to help each other. Basically, they had to save each other to stay in the match. And I thought that was a dope exchange, right? Which opened the door for them to be, you know, very close. But it also opened the door for that Mania, that particular year, where we had 2 African-American women headlining WrestleMania. And that will be Bianca Belair and the wrestler formerly known as Sasha Banks. Okay? So, yes, at number 4, I got Bianca Belair. Number 3, I'm going with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Now, I get it. Mr. WrestleMania. But I'm talking about Royal Rumble, okay? 2-time Royal Rumble winner. I believe he won it back-to-back years. I believe 95 he won it, which, you know, set up his match with Big Daddy Cool Diesel, a.k.a. Kevin Nash. I believe, who was it? I think he came to the ring with Jenny McCarthy that year. Because I think that was the same Mania where Lawrence Taylor went up against Bam Bam Bigelow. And then the next year, he won again. And then that opened the door for him and Bret Hart to have their Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. So, yes, Shawn Michaels is number 3 on my list. Number 2, got to go with the Phenom. Got to go with the Dead Man. I got to go with the, well, he is the American badass, but I'm going with the Undertaker. Okay, now he only won one Mania, and that was in 2007. But man, did he put on a clinic! And then the exchange that him and Shawn Michaels had, the banter and the back and forth that they had, because they was the last two in that match, and the fans was just eating it up. So I'm going with the Undertaker at number 2. And then number 1, my number 1 Royal Rumble winner of all time. We're going to lick a shot for this guy. We're going to lick another one. We're going to lick another one. The reason why I'm licking 3 shots is because he's the only person to win the Royal Rumble 3 times. And that would be my GOAT, the Texas Rattlesnake, the toughest SOB, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, listen, it's really supposed to be 2 times, but his first Royal Rumble win, he had to cheat. He got eliminated, but the ref wasn't paying attention, so he crawled back in the ring, and I think he eliminated Brett towards the end, and he wound up winning. But, hey, sometimes you got to cheat to win, so there you have it. So Stone Cold is the only 3-time winner. That's another reason why I'm hoping Cody don't win, because that's Austin's record. I don't want him tying that with somebody. I don't want him sharing that record with anybody. Oh, I did say, I didn't even mention that there's a rumor going around that a former WWE great is making his return. I'm going to give y'all a little history lesson. Y'all, listen, I'm going to say it and y'all might know who I'm talking about. He was the first undisputed WWE champion. The first undisputed WWE champion. Not going to say his name, but let's just say he's been around the block, okay? He's been in ECW. He's been in WCW. He's been in AEW. Now, I'll just say this. If this dude comes back in shape, because obviously his last tenure in AEW, man had the bare belly and all that shit. But if he comes back for this Rumble and he's in shape, man, look out. I'm going to just leave it at that. But again, it's a wrap for this. So for y'all that are going to watch the Rumble live and direct, I hope you enjoy it. I'll just be waiting by my phone, waiting for the updates. I'm going to just have to keep going on my phone and going on IG and getting on their page to see what they show. Because I am not watching it live. Just can't do it. I can't do it. But again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Again, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. It's sliding to your left, and it's going to keep sliding to your left. Hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, tell a friend, all that good stuff. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportsway with Dre Podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Be safe. God bless. Peace and love. Your boys out of here.